Auston Holleman does not regulate his tone, his choice of words. This content may offend you, so I advise you proceed with caution. Thanks for considering the video. Auston Holleman.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Austin back with another video. And if you were here, today is August 24th. Yesterday, the 23rd, we had the epic live stream of the month. 10,000 people showed up, 9,500 to be exact. But 9,500 people showed up for the Tuesday debate, which we will do every Tuesday from now on, and Thursday. I think that was a good way to add some value to the content, because I can sit here and bash women all day, but I'm running out of bashing to say. So you want to hear some, debates, and Mondays we will interview a foreign woman, whether if I'm with her or she's actually still in the country. We're going to interview them, and that's the new schedule. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll be seeing videos like these. But today I want to talk about economics and dating. And I heard this from one master teacher, shout out to him, 1MT. He brought this to my attention first in one of his videos when he said you have to study economics to understand dating. And I find that to be very true. And I'm gonna give you a couple examples why. Where the economy is good, that's where women show out. Think about it. Where the economy is good, you get no cooperation from women.
No respect. No respect.
It's just no submission, no respect, emasculated. Because remember what Kevin Samuel said, whenever everything is built, then women come in and then they start trying to run things. But they couldn't build it to that point to run things. I'm not being a sexist or anything. These are just the facts. Let's take this into account. And we're gonna go foreign and then we're gonna go domestic. Let's start with domestic actually. So I live in Dallas. Dallas is one of the best economies in the country, arguably, right? And here I am making these videos about how there are texting games, cooperation games, communication games, manipulation games for women. You have all that going on here in Dallas. But then, I told you I used to enjoy places like Austin, Texas. Now, big business has been in Dallas, Texas for a while, and the economy's been great here for a while. This has been a hot spot. But even in 2019, I remember they said 3 families were moving to DFW a day. I can imagine it's been more, especially during the pandemic. But Austin, Texas is still considerably a small town. I think they have less than 1 million people that live in the city of Austin. And I think Dallas has like 1.5 or 2 million people. Either way it goes, we know the population is bigger in Dallas than Austin. And let's not even talk about the entire Metroplex. Dallas Metroplex is 7 million, I think, and Austin is a little over 1 million. So there you have it. I go to Austin, and yes, I have a better, more reasonable, it's still not touching Rio. It's not touching outside the United States. I have a better result in Austin, Texas. But also, Austin is not just the cheapest economy, but big business did not move to Austin. There was probably big business there, but if you know anything, big business has started to move in mass numbers since like 2019. For sure during the pandemic, a lot of them came from California down to Houston, Dallas, and Austin. Austin being like the new Silicon Valley. That being said, that's why I get more cooperation there, because women only act up when they have more high value men or more men with stuff going for themselves in the area. If you go to Mississippi, you might get women that act similar. I heard the non-cooperative women thing is everywhere throughout the United States, but I don't think it would be as bad in Macomb, Mississippi as it would in Dallas, Texas. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. That's not even reasonable to think that. But if you are in Ethiopia, right? Ethiopia has a large impoverished population. A lot of it is underdeveloped, right? That's what they consider a third world country, Ethiopia or Haiti. Do you think that Ethiopia, those women, which we know they're not, we know that they're still very traditional because they have to be. They cannot act out. They cannot act up. They can't. Because if you run into a good dude, let's say he's making $100,000 US, which is probably very uncommon there. Do you think those chicks are gonna do it? Because in the United States, what they're gonna do is they're gonna find reasons to not sleep with you and reasons for you to actually want to get the hell away from them. Do you think you're gonna get that in Ethiopia? No. If I went out there with my US dollars, that's not gonna happen because I'm up here now in their society. It's not because I'm an American. is because I'm up here. Now, I think you're gonna get cooperation regardless just because the culture is different, but let's admit, you still are upper class. Usually the dudes upper class are gonna get the better treatment because they have more to offer. So you're not gonna get chicks that are gonna show their ass and act out and I don't need a man. You do need a man. You know, in those countries, you do need a man. But come back to a place like Sweden. I had somebody in Sweden leave a comment in my Facebook group when they were joining saying that your stories sound very similar to what we're dealing with in Sweden. Sweden is a first world country. From my understanding, Sweden is going to cost nearly just as much to live there as it would here. They're not getting cooperation there. Not like you would in Ethiopia, because there is too much of an abundance of valuable men in Sweden as opposed to Ethiopia. So what do women do? They look at you like,
oh, this motherfucker's disposable. He's disposable.
You know, get rid of him. I'll bump into another rich guy later. But in Ethiopia, you run into a guy that's rich, you kick him to the curb, okay, good luck. It might be 5 years before you find another one of him. I think that truly plays a huge role in cooperation with women. You're not getting cooperation if she knows that she can get rid of you because she's taking you for granted. If that made sense to you, please leave a comment. I think that in Dallas, yeah, the cooperation is absolute zero. It's bad out here, man. And hey, y'all can call the women in Colombia and South America poor, which not everybody's poor just because they're outside the United States. But it's a hell of a lot different. And it's a hell of a lot more worth your time, energy, and money. Get your passport. This is a serious message. I don't think y'all understand how serious these videos are to me. I'm not doing this to bash women. And let me address this too. Last night on the live, people were like, why did two people, black people, said, okay, you found somewhere that's good for you. Why don't you just go there and be great? Why don't you just go there and enjoy it? Why are you coming back to tell people in America that they can enjoy you and enjoy it? Do you see how this is the problem? Selfishness. They act, that's fucking stupid. So let me translate that. You found water. You know that other people in your village are starving, but you found water. Why didn't you just keep that water to yourself and drink it and hydrate yourself when you could have hydrated, your people, and that would have benefited everybody as a whole? What sense does that make? Do you see how dumb that shit is? Shut the fuck up. I want y'all to shut the fuck up with that. I'm not gonna stop, one. But why not? And I can see why women would say it, because women, this is a threat. We're taking away the good men with this because just about everybody's dealing with this problem. I honestly think if they say they're not, they're fucking lying. I know high value men, quote unquote, that they're dealing with it too. They see my message. I'm taking away those men that have means, that have some sort of respect for themselves, and showing them that, hey, there's a better land over here where you can get more bang for your buck and a better experience. To women, that's a threat. But what I don't understand is why the men have an issue with me telling men of value. And by the way, usually these men have nothing going for themselves. Of me telling men of value to leave. Why is that? Why are these dudes worried about it? I mean, the tape, because honestly, if I said this on a live stream already, if I get as many high value men to leave as I can, or men with means, or men that want to be something with themselves, the game will, it may or not, I really don't give a fuck. It may switch here. Because if I take the good out, because like what did I say earlier, there's a lot of good men in the United States when it comes to finances. So if I take all that out, these women can't take it for granted anymore. So they're gonna have to behave like the women in Ethiopia because, hey, there's only 10 men here that are some sort of financial value, so I'm not disposable anymore. There's 10 men and there's 5,000 women. I'm not disposable. You can't just say, oh, well, no, go ahead. No, you do that, you might not run into another one soon. But why does that bother? Why does that bother? Well, I don't get why men are bothered by that. So yeah, but guys, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share, comment, and make sure you are subscribed. You have to subscribe. Guys, I really want to quit my job.
Oh, say less.
I want to quit cutting hair, let's say that. Because I would like to do this full time. And the more time I have doing this, that's why I switched up my schedule, but the more time I have doing this, the better these videos can get, the more information I can get out, the more I can learn to give more information to you, so that way you can just feed off my information, basically have a blueprint. That's the entire goal. I'm trying to change you from having to get out there and learn, and you already have a blueprint like people have shown me. If you want that to happen, the only way to do that is to replace my income. So donations are appreciated. YouTube does pay me for these videos. I still haven't got my first check yet. But just know the more money that you donate, the less time I can work, the more I can do this, the more I can stay overseas and generate more valuable content. Because as you know, I am going to be recording when I go out of the country here in a few days. I'm actually about to leave in 5 days. I'm going to record me approaching these women in their country and come back to the United States and approach. But I'm gonna show you the difference between the two. And it's not gonna be arguable. And then we're gonna come back on a Tuesday or Thursday and debate it and see what kind of stupid shit people have to say. But somewhere down here, my Cash App is at the bottom. My email is also my PayPal. My PayPal is also my email, You can contact me on that email. And my Instagram is down there as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. There are a lot of raw and uncut stories. The women that we interview on Mondays, what I'm gonna do is interview a woman from every country on Mondays. And then I can keep interviewing on those Mondays, but any other additional interviews after that one is gonna be on Patreon, because that's valuable information. Because if you say, oh, I'm really interested in women in Ethiopia, I wanna hear what they actually think of us. Well, I can give you one interview, that's just one horse though. But if I let you hear from 10 horses' mouth, then you can get a better gauge of what you're walking into. Because like the chick we had from Brazil, she had a little bit of feminist ideas. Oh, I want to wait till I'm 30. I don't need a boyfriend right now. But that's just her. You've heard me tell you stories that I've experienced. I was shocked when she said that. I've experienced different views from women down there. So that was just one horse. We can't base it off that. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Run to the post office, get your passport. It really is that bad out here.